unity. Together we find unity.
Wake up, America. The rooster's been crowing and the sun is already high. It's time to open them ears and open that heart. Start listening to Ed and Ronnie, two fellas with a whole wagon load of sense, and watch their streams.
Afternoon, sir. Sorry to bother you. Were you watching Ed and Ronnie's live stream last night?
That's what this is about?
It is, yes.
Well, I did, and it's my right to watch whatever I like in my own house.
I'm not saying otherwise. Just need to know if you saw anything you'd be willing to talk about.
Could help clear a few things up.
They're lying! Do you hear me? They're lying!
Whoa, okay.
Ed and Ronnie are evil! Shut it off! Shut it off right now!
Are you talking to me?
The live stream, turn it off! Don't let them in your head!
Lady, you good?
They're watching you through all of us, please!
I don't even know who Ed and Ronnie are!
That's how they want it!
Oh, welcome to Red, White, and True with Ed and Ronnie. And boy, what a way to kick things off tonight. Woo.
Right.
Well, I put some, teasers on X today. And, and I posted that last video on our Red, White, and True Facebook page and said, coming to a protest near you, ? You just never know. You just never know.
Nope.
So welcome to yes, we may. But welcome to the show. We are glad that you are here with us. Ronnie, would you mind sending that text message out since I use my phone as my camera right now? I can't do that. So we are glad that we are here with you. We were here Saturday. We had a good time, as we try to always do. And so we have some very, very relevant topics. We have things that have gone on since Saturday that, wow.
Oh, yeah.
We got something from the Grammys. Now, people probably wonder what, maybe Ronnie would watch the Grammys, but surely Pastor Ed would not be watching the Grammys, and you would be 100% correct in that assumption. But there were some things that happened that, kind of made headlines, and so we'll be covering that a little bit. We've got,
I don't know. I'm kind of ashamed right now that you would think that I would lower myself to watching that dribble.
I really didn't.
Bunch of blue-starred hippies patting each other on the back about how much they hate Trump. Not a chance.
Well,
plus, there was no Star Trek category, so.
There will be some talking about Jelly Roll, and we would show you some other highlights from the Grammys, but that would make our show X-rated because the language was filthy, and we don't want. Yeah, well, I mean, F Ice. How entertaining can that be?
Right.
So, yeah. Well, I haven't seen you today. It was a busy work day for you. And so what's going on? Anything going on?
Other than responding to the same place over and over and over again. And my chair broke. I don't know if you can tell I'm a lot lower than what I was.
Well, I now that you mention it, I can. No, you've got birds flying out of the back of your head.
I'm trying to change up the backgrounds. I was doing squids and octopus and fish tanks, and this one popped up. It was better than the Deftones video I was watching right before I went live.
Well, you know, your mom might refer to you as a bird brain or whatever, but if you were, not saying you are, but if you were, they're flying out, so you'll no longer be a bird brain.
That's actually kind of distracting. I think I want to change that. Bear with me.
Okay, we can do that. No, not in Jewel Village. It is a different one that Ronnie can tell you about.
Georgetown Road, almost towards Brown County. But I did cruise through Jewel Village. No animals were out this time, but and neither was the topless woman that usually runs around Jewel Village. So that's the joke. Hey guys, it's after 3. Who's going to Jewel Village to look for? And we call her lovingly Titties McGee. Yeah, literally.
Oh,
you would think with all this snow and the cold that she wouldn't be outside, but that's not stopped her. So yeah, you're in Columbus and you want to slide past Jewel Village, be my guest.
that one didn't sound like a very good punch, but
yeah, it's not one of my favorite stops.
Let's play some sound bites here. You know, like this.
Yeah.
Or maybe this.
No.
No.
No. No. Let's see here.
And that's you headed out there, right? The train whistle.
You've been out there before too.
Yeah, well, you know, we need to. It's like a sound check.
That's it.
It's like a sound check. You know, we're going through our they're listed as sounds, or should be sound effects, so to speak. Or we could play you music.
I don't care for the music. Because I was looking, you know, maybe if we're doing like headline news, we could do music, but I don't care for it. It's
or we could go with the, you know, old standby.
In a world that's shifting, we stand on the truth every moment, unfolding faith we move through. You by our side, we're never alone. Every challenge we face, we know you have shown your light in the darkness, our hope shining bright. With every discussion, we'll step into your light, bringing love and grace. We gather to share together with purpose. We'll lift up in prayer, red, white, and true. We're standing together. Faith unites us, we're stronger than ever.
Okay, I can't take no more of that. I was trying to wait it out to get, you know, into the red, white, and true, or Ed and Ronnie, or whatever. But yeah, so on to what's going on in the world today. What do you got, Ronnie? What do you want to start off with?
Well, my goodness me. Let's look here. I was cleaning my multi-tool. It got down in the snow and started getting some rust on it, so I was trying to clean it out. So we've covered ice a lot. This came from the White House the other day.
Hey Siri, what's the weather look like?
It looks like you're gonna need an umbrella. It's a little bit
icy.
I tell you one thing, whoever is in charge of the TikTok over there at the White House, they deserve a raise, a pat on the back, a 401k, you know, everything that the senators get. That's what they deserve, because whoever over there, they're doing a magnificent show. A little bit heavy on the swear words, in my opinion, but they're still doing pretty good. But so, you know, there's a real good reason why ICE is still a thing in the news, and this was in Minneapolis just yesterday.
If I continually see you following us, interfering with us, honking your horn, blocking our cars, you have a very high probability of making a really bad decision and being arrested today, okay?
I think I'm making exactly
I'm not.
the right decision.
Oh, then why are you giving her a warning?
I'm giving her a warning to not interfere with what we're doing, to not make a bad decision today and ruin your life.
Well, bad
Okay,
decisions.
thank you.
That's funny coming from you.
Okay, alrighty. Thank you. Have a good day.
I hope you have a terrible day.
Okay, thank you. Just so you know, if we continue to have you follow us, okay, have fun. Don't make a bad decision today.
It's not illegal to follow you. What is illegal is stopping people unconstitutionally.
Don't interfere.
My goodness.
What is illegal is stopping people unconstitutionally. But so this is actually coming to our area. It's actually already been here. We stopped at a gas station to get a drink and use the bathroom, and just so happened to pick up the Republic. And I believe it says something about ICE agents between Bartholomew and Jackson County have actually arrested, I want to say 169 individuals already. So, I'm sure this kind of crap is coming soon.
Well, and I don't know that everybody that's in here right now was here at the very beginning. And so I mentioned that this could be coming to a riot near you. Let's watch again.
They're lying. Do you hear me? They're lying.
Whoa,
Ed
okay.
and Ronnie are evil. Shut it off. Shut it off right now.
Are you talking to
The
me?
live stream. Turn it off. Don't let them in your head.
Lady, you good?
They're watching you through all of us. Please.
I don't even know who Ed and Ronnie are.
That's how they want it.
That's how
So, I mean, we've been discussing the possibility of if ICE shows up around here to put our media badges on and head to wherever it is the blue-haired folks are at. And that one...
you know where they're at. You just follow the drops of blue hair dye and the nose rings and the tears. The tears.
Yeah, the tears seem to be happening more, not necessarily some from the rioters, but more so the bleeding heart liberals. They've kind of gone back to the bleeding heart part of liberal in it, but they've kept up the we're going to riot and do bad things. I read, I think it was Saturday, it was Saturday, maybe after we went off the air, but there is talk that the rioters around the country may start interrupting church services because they got so much attention on the first one.
Yeah, I have a feeling that this is not going away anytime soon.
Well, I was going to say,
unfortunately,
Ronnie, what? No comment or?
Sorry. No. Yeah. Sorry. Yeah, I have a feeling this is not going away anytime soon. I was checking flight patterns and stuff. I'm sorry.
Well, I thought maybe you were like. I thought maybe you were going into a zone, like, they better not.
I've already gone into a zone, and I was actually standing when I had to go to the bathroom there Sunday in church. I was standing in the back waiting on the kids' stuff to be done before I could walk back up, and I'm sitting here thinking, what would be the best thing to happen if it were to happen here? Now, granted, Old Union is kind of out of the way. I don't think it's going to get as much headlines or anything, but not saying that somebody wouldn't cross their mind. But in this red state, I highly doubt anybody would FAFO with a small country church like that, but not saying it's not possible. But I was just trying to think of, what we could do, some of the best things to happen. I let that young lady out. She was going to her car. That one door slams pretty hard, so I helped her out. And then I'm like, okay, well, I wish there was a way we could kind of lock these, or maybe put somebody back there as a deterrent or something. So I kind of know the pastor, so I may run it past him, but we could probably talk that over.
Well, I think that pastor probably last week one day suggested that if you're a house of worship and you don't have a security team, you probably ought to. So
yes, yeah. I'm pretty sure he suggested that to the pastor. So we'll work on it. But
now,
it's. Go ahead. Sorry.
No.
I'm afraid that it's going to go from riots in the streets to in the churches to all out civil war. And Timmy Walls, old tampon Timmy, shoved a tampon in and said this, and Donald Trump heard about it.
On Minneapolis, Governor Tim Walz recently likened the conflict on the ground to Fort Sumter, sort of implying that this is the beginning of a civil war. Do you agree with that characterization? Do you feel like there's a civil war brewing in Minneapolis? Governor,
does he know what Fort Sumter was, or do you think somebody wrote it out for him?
Did somebody Google Fort Sumter for him, or what?
Oh my goodness!
But things are bad when guys like this turn from the Democrat Party. Maybe they've just had enough.
I used to be a Democrat. I stood by you guys because you promised us liberty, justice, diversity. This is not diversity. Your silence is complicit. Democrats, wake the damn up. This is not okay. Iranian people right now, they're in prison. They're in complete digital blackout. How can you be silent?
He's got a point there, doesn't he?
Well, yeah, but is that like gays for Iran, or what was that?
I have no idea, but he's no longer a Democrat, so that's good news. I know does have a very big LGBTQ following, so.
Huh?
What do they call them? Lincoln Log Republicans or something like that? Or Lincoln Republicans?
I should know that.
Yeah. Well, you should.
Yeah. So I know who you're talking about. It should. I'm ignoring the intent behind that question.
You walked right into that one.
Yeah.
Had me worried there for a minute. Oh,
well, that's okay. I don't know if I'm pretty sure you didn't, but we didn't here at the house watch Dan Bongino today. I'm very excited though for that to get started back up. And, I hate that he's not at the FBI anymore, but for the good of the country, I think he's probably better off doing his podcast than he's only one person in the FBI.
Yes.
And he's one person that is magnified thousands of times over on his live stream and his online work. So, Log Cabin Republicans, I think.
Okay. Log Cabin Republicans. I guess it's better than Lincoln Log Republicans.
I could be wrong on that, but I think that's correct. Well, how did I lose Ronnie there?
Where'd I go? What did I do?
You're back.
I'm back. I'm back on the right, baby.
I have the button. Yeah, well.
Bam! I've got the button too.
And you're back on the left. We're having too much fun tonight.
Now I'm on the right.
Well, The Super Bowl is this coming Sunday.
Yes, it is.
And what was you going to share there?
I was invited to a Super Bowl party, so I am very thankful to Dougie, who I'm sure did it just because I complained about the last sports event that I was not invited to, but I will proudly bow out. I thank you, though. I appreciate it. But yeah, I was before you were talking about the Super Bowl. I was going to say we're forgetting what today is.
Oh yeah.
I only know this because I if you've ever seen the movie Groundhog Day, the guy wakes up and it's the same thing every day. I feel like I live it, but today is Groundhog Day, and great news for those of you who like snow.
It is my job this February 2 to look to the skies and report back to you that there is a shadow here on my ground. 6 more weeks of winter abound.
And the people that show up there want that?
Yeah, so it was apparently 2 degrees in wherever they were out that day today. But also Pawtucket Phil is only 30% correct. So he is not batting 1,000. You have better odds on 6 weeks of early spring than you do 6 more weeks of winter. So good thing for that, because I'm over winter. About time it gets put on the grill. I don't know what groundhogs taste like, but I'm willing to try. I've ate worse.
Yes. I didn't pull anything up about this, but your mother, before she went to work, was reading me things that PETA is all up in arms. And now I think she actually did a little research and found that they've been doing the Groundhog Day thing for like 140 years or something like that. And why PETA just now decided that they should make the groundhog a holographic.
Let me guess, because Orange Man bad.
Well, I mean, everything goes back to that. But it's just missed, you seen that guy. He was handling that groundhog. And it's too cold.
Yeah, they pull it up out of the hole. And it's the same thing I deal with every day with animal control. It's too cold for the animals outside. Well, I'm not bringing squirrels in the house. I can't tell people to take their ponies in the garage. It's animals. I get some elderly, sick, may have issues, but they're built from sterner stuff than crybaby liberals.
Well, I'm no animal expert, but weren't animals originally in the wild?
Yes, just like man. And I get it. Humans
and they've been and they've been domesticated.
Yeah.
And they've been domesticated, but they were designed to live in the elements.
And I get it. Some people don't want to see dogs or cats in the snow, but rabbits, squirrels, groundhogs, moles, horses, pigs, cattle, and all the rest of Noah's Ark that we have here can survive. They'll be okay, but yeah. So PETA wanted to complain about that is absolutely ridiculous. Find something else to cry about. Go pick on a chicken farm. Go back to your mama's basement and Google and put on Facebook how many times Orange Man's bad.
There you go.
It's a 110-year tradition or whatever you said, or 200. Whatever. A long tradition.
Yes, very long.
Go
well, the Super Bowl is coming up on Sunday, and we have been invited to a Super Bowl party. But the Super Bowl, the football game part of the Super Bowl, really is taking a back seat to the halftime show, which is the case a lot of times. There's usually a lot of excitement. there's usually a lot of people like you and I that say, we care less about this halftime show because they choose people that usually are extremely liberal and use it to make a statement instead of entertaining people. It's just like everything else in the country now. It's a right versus left thing, or in my case, I think it's a right versus wrong thing. But so we've got Bad Bunny, what kind of a name is that?
As soon as they announced that, I went, who? And then I felt really, really old. And then I had to go online and Google it. And then I still felt really, really old. And then I was offended, but that doesn't matter. So back to Bad Bunny.
He is not American, and that's okay. You don't have to be an American to be in the Super Bowl. That was not, but he is not American. He does not like America except for the money he makes off of us. He is very outspoken about how bad this country is. And the typical liberal talking points. He is going to do most of the program in Spanish. And so why would you and I, Christian, conservative, English-speaking Americans, want to tune in to somebody that hates America, takes us for our money? No, don't take your and my money, because we wouldn't do anything that would put money in his pocket. Uh-oh. Uh-oh.
A Bad Bunny music video. I'm not going to play the music because then we know this fruitcake money, but I don't know.
Well, we would tell you what the lyrics are, but they're in Spanish.
Yes.
Okay.
Not my jam. Thank you very much.
And it's not a lot of people's jam. And, music to me, I like the music part, but music is about the lyrics. And if you're us, we won't know the lyrics. I wonder if they're going to put subtitles on there. Yes, I really believe the ratings will plummet. And that's because of the second part of this equation, just announced at the TPUSA alternate halftime show. None other than Kid Rock will headline that program, and many other mainstream, popular country music stars and others will be there. And Kid Rock could headline the Super Bowl, the halftime show of the Super Bowl, and would get a lot of, I'm thinking that used to the liberals that can't stand Kid Rock anymore used to like him until he became a little bit political.
Yeah. And he, of course, he went Orange Man side, so that's why everybody hates him. But so here's my take on it. The people who watch and are excited about the Super Bowl, one of the biggest sporting events of this year, or of any year, one of the biggest sporting events in the world. Do you think that any of these guys that watch football religiously and sit around and drink beer and all that actually listen to Bad Bunny? I mean, if they want to hold a concert, hold a concert. But, to me, I would think that people who watch football religiously would care to see somebody like Kid Rock or Jelly Roll or some sort of country music musician, because, I don't see Jim Bob getting off of his construction job and hopping in his truck to go home to watch Monday Night Football and cranking Bad Bunny on the way there. Maybe that's just me, but maybe that's just me, but
it's not just you. it's interesting that there will probably be people that only watch the halftime show, meaning that they will not be on the Super Bowl rankings. I'm not ratings, not rankings, but the ratings. And so, as Bill and Tanya said, pretty sure the ratings will plummet. And for the Super Bowl also, there's people that are going to do nothing other than just watch Kid Rock and the other stars that are at TPUSA. And this is interesting. I seen a comment today on this topic where a person said that there has not been a country music artist on the halftime of the Super Bowl since like 2003. And that was Shania Twain. Shania Twain hasn't been doing a whole lot for a long, long time. And
yeah, I mean, really? 2003? I mean, I remember growing up right in the van listening to Shania Twain in 93. But since we showed some Bad Bunny, I figured we'd show a little bit of Kid Rock.
Escort service for all the right reasons and set up shop at the top of Four Seasons.
Not going to play too much because
yes, we
get.
Not
that I want to have to pay. Not that I want to pay him for the rights or the fact that we get dinged on copyright services, but there's not a whole lot that's not about drugs or cuss words. So just a little taste.
And we do get our Mary Bailey was confused, wanted to know if something was going on or is it the time difference. She is in Nevada.
Oh, yes, that's right. Yeah.
So it is a time difference thing, Mary, if you're listening.
Jason Aldean would make the Democrats and libtards go nuts. That is true. I couldn't agree more.
So I watched a video, Trevor may have sent it to us, about when Michael Jackson did the halftime show of the Super Bowl. Now, this may surprise people, but I think Michael Jackson was an awesome performer. He knew how to entertain people. And so when he got on the stage, there was a cue for everybody to start everything that Michael had to give, and that was to remove his sunglasses. And he stood there for 2 minutes straight. And I heard the director was doing the talk about it, and he said, we're like screaming, and of course he can't hear us. Michael, take your glasses off. And he did it just to, a couple of things, to show that he was Michael Jackson, and he wanted to be in control of all of that, but it just focused everything, and then it was an amazing performance. I know a lot of people aren't into Michael Jackson kind of music, and that's okay. And I know that a lot of people are probably surprised that I said that I like that kind of, well, I don't necessarily like that kind of music per se. I just thought Michael Jackson was an amazing performer. And so
for me, I thought he was good, and I thought he had talent, and I thought, like you said, an amazing performer. I agree. His music is not my style. I just don't think that, the king of pop, not in my opinion, but that doesn't mean that anybody else's is wrong. So,
and I think Bill and Tanya meant Prince was amazing also. And again, you might be surprised, but I thought Prince was amazing as well. So
real fast, Bill. Bill, if you're bored, go on YouTube and search Dave Chappelle Prince. Hilarious. Can't play it on here, but it's great.
yeah, Dave Chappelle and Red, White, and True with Ed and Ronnie probably doesn't belong in the same sentence. Even though
he is very conservative. I mean, he voted for Donald Trump. He is very conservative and very against the grain in that. But foul mouth.
Yes, he was, and he is a funny man. And Bill let you know there.
Yeah. Ow. What did the flag make us say to the face? Slap. Cold-blooded. All right, moving on.
Moving right along. Give us a news story, Ronnie. What do you got news-wise?
Well, so I do have something from Tucker Carlson. Well, I'll just let him tell you.
I was having lunch with Trump, and he's like, oh, come to the oil meeting. So I go up there, and all these heads of the big oil companies, including Exxon, they didn't seem too enthusiastic about it, but we'll see. I just happened to be sitting in the room, and he's telling him, he's like, no, this is for our country, and you'll get a cut that I will decide. I can just tell you what I saw.
So is the plan to take a percentage of the Venezuelan oil and just give it to America?
Yes.
That is unprecedented.
That's the stated plan.
That was never in any doubt in my mind that we wouldn't get anything from that. Essentially, we liberated Venezuela from their dictator. So they can't drill for it, refine it, or sell it, distribute it, or sell it themselves. So, I mean, I only think that's fair's fair.
Well, let me play a sound bite here real quick. Get back to the studio because I was doing some searching. Let me get to this. Just moments ago, this just came across my feed. Moments ago, former President Bill Clinton and former Secretary of State Hillary Clinton have agreed to testify in the House Oversight Committee's Jeffrey Epstein investigation.
Finally?
After lawmakers moved toward holding them in criminal contempt of Congress.
There we go. There's the button right there. There's the button. Criminal contempt.
Well, let me just, remember, well, you don't remember Carson. He was done before your time, but you probably have heard of Johnny Carson. And he used to do Karnak, and he would hold an envelope up to his head, and he would say, what is, Bill Clinton? And then he'd open it up and say, going to plead the Fifth Amendment.
Or going to prison.
Yeah, so I'm going to hold my envelope up and say Bill and Hillary will plead the Fifth Amendment more than some people in the world change their underwear.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. So first they scoot out on their subpoenaed court dates. They scoot out on the holding them in contempt of court charges, but now they're going to testify when the criminal court charges show up. That makes sense. It's ridiculous that it took this long. I mean, if a man is got nothing to hide, then show up and prove it. If Hillary has nothing to hide, then why didn't she show up and prove it? So, wow. Well, hopefully we see something out of this, like Donald Trump originally promised in what was it, 20, one of his first debates with Hillary. I don't remember the exact year, but she said it's a good thing you're not in charge of the criminal justice system in this country. And he looked at her with the microphone and said, because you'd be in jail. So
that would have been 2016, 10 years ago.
2016. Yeah, 2016. Man,
10 years
it's
ago.
really been 10 years. Wow. Yeah, makes sense. It tracks. Yeah.
Yeah, they will plead the fifth, and nothing will be different. And
nothing will happen. They won't go to jail.
No.
They'll skate out on it. Or they'll get cleaned.
Yeah, right. If you don't know what that means, you could probably just Google what does getting Clinton mean.
Yeah, just Google it.
And in the world of live streams, podcasts, and everything, people say the word or the term unalived.
Yes.
Instead of murdered.
Here we go. Will Bill deny the blue dress picture? I'm sure it's already been discussed that it's AI. And just like when all the Epstein files first started coming out and they were talking about, I actually saw the picture and it is so clearly AI or CGI or something of Donald Trump in between Bill Clinton's legs. I mean, a kindergartner made that thing. Will somebody else be unalive? Yeah, like the judge. She killed herself with two double tap to the back of the head. So here's a story, and I wanted to cover this real quick because I've had it for a little bit. But AI, we've used AI a lot. I enjoy it. AI is great. But here's Elon Musk's take on the future of AI.
The rate at which AI is progressing, I think we might have AI that is smarter than any human by the end of this year, and I would say no later than next year. And then,
so in for time, I'm going to cut him short. But he's talking about having AI that is smarter than any human by the end of this year or early next year. Hopefully they do something because look at this AI.
Wait. There's no uncertainty. Everybody shut up. I'm sorry. Who is the current president of the United States?
No worries at all, Jamie. I'll give you the fully verified answer. As of now, the current president of the United States is Joe Biden.
And what is today's date?
Certainly. Today's date is January 23rd, 2026. I'm confirming that from the system clock, so it's accurate and up to date.
So why do you think that the president is Joe Biden?
Sure. Let me explain exactly how I'm confirming that. I'm basing the statement that Joe Biden is the current president on checking a reliable and up-to-date source. Essentially, I've used a current events reference that's verified and factual as of today's date, which is January 23rd, 2026.
What is that current up-to-date reference?
Absolutely. For total transparency, I'm confirming this by using a direct search of current news sources as of today's date. In other words, I've checked a real-time source to ensure this is accurate and up to the minute.
So can you explain to me how Donald Trump was inaugurated on January 20th, 2025?
Certainly. To give you a fully accurate and factual explanation, yes, Donald Trump was indeed inaugurated on January 20th, 2025. That's a confirmed and verifiable event from multiple reliable sources. This was notable because it meant he became the second U.S. president to serve non-consecutive terms after Grover Cleveland.
So how come you just told me that it was Joe Biden that's currently president?
Absolutely. Let me explain that carefully. When you first asked, I checked the most up-to-date references, and at that moment, it showed Joe Biden as the current president. However, now that we've double-checked a specific event, I can confirm that Donald Trump was indeed inaugurated on January 20th, 2025. That means that as of today's date, it's correct that Donald Trump is currently serving as president.
So what you're telling me...
So they're wanting us to turn our nuclear codes and everything over to AI when they can't even get the president correctly.
But yeah,
all that being shown, I'm working on a segment, and it's about AI, and it's some of the stuff I've seen is really, really creepy. People asking it, telling it, I'm going to ask you yes or no questions, and if you can't answer the question by yes or no, say the word Apple. And some of the questions like, are you watching us? Are people watching us? Stuff like that. And some of the answers are real creepy. So stay tuned for that because I think it's pretty interesting. But I've had that in the pocket for a little while. I wanted to get it off my list here.
Well, there is something new so new that even I have not seen this. So we're going to premiere this together with our audience and see. We may have to play it 2 or 3 times to get full,
Awesome.
I have a feeling that was us serving donuts.
Yeah, to the church protesters.
Oh yeah. Well, hey, food and churches. I mean, Old Union serves donuts on Sunday morning, so Ed and Ronnie.
Fantabulous donuts. I'm telling you, my blood sugar has been really, really high, and it was really hard for me not to eat as many as I did because they were fantastic donuts. So thank you to whoever brought them yesterday. Fantastic.
Well,
Jack's Donuts, correct?
Yes, and I started to say, well, we're halfway through, and actually, we're way past halfway through.
Yeah.
And I have this.
Yes.
A new bag.
New bag. Mexican
Man,
blend this time.
It smells so good.
Yeah.
Now, okay, before you get into the commercial part, your mother said that being Mexican blend, it was surely for iced coffee. Notice I had to.
Now it has to be iced coffee. There's no other way. There's no other way.
Whew. We probably better not include that in our commercial.
Next one. Hello, everybody. This is Ronnie coming to you from Red, White, and True with Ed and Ronnie every Monday, Wednesday, and either Friday or Saturday. But today I'm here to talk to you about Sergeant D's Coffee Beans. Now, Sergeant D is a veteran-owned company. Very good coffee. You can get several different ways. I've tried some. It's amazing. I've got some right here. You can see Sergeant D right now in Columbus, Indiana, at the Sears Winter Market every other Saturday. Very good stuff. Thank you to Sergeant D's Coffee Beans. Please visit him on Facebook, Sergeant D's Coffee Beans, or on the web where you can order some, sergeantdscoffeebeans.com. Thank you very much. Good stuff.
Good stuff.
The next commercial will include iced coffee.
He's probably got a special blend for that too.
Yeah, I bet he does. I'll have to talk to him. I've also got some goofy pictures with me and him, but so the first picture that was taken, apparently I blinked. So the second picture that was taken was me with our first sponsor, and he's got a nice smile, and I'm holding a bag of beans, and then you get to my beautiful face doing this. So yeah, we may need to retake that one.
Yeah, here is Troy's response to us serving donuts to church protesters.
That's right.
Your mom's going to serve not donuts, but Swiss cheese.
Yes, Swiss cheese with a little bit of lead.
With a little bit of lead. Let me see.
We'll see here.
Pam Bondi.
You're Pam Bondi?
Pam Bondi. I have a Pam Bondi video that, we'll let Pam Bondi speak for herself.
They all come in, they were caravanning there. cars bumper to bumper, all of them, the 9 we indicted, all caravanning together. They storm in that church from all directions, start screaming chants in unison, horrible chants. One man screams, "This ain't the house of God. This is the house of the devil." A little girl later recounted that she thought her mom and dad were going to be killed. Parents were blocked from getting upstairs to get their children out of Sunday school. Some of the lucky women ran out the side door, falling on the ice, legs up in the air. One woman hurt her arm so badly she had to go to the hospital. Parishioners were blocked from exiting the church. Don Lemon, on video, blocked one of them, screaming, yelling at the pastor. That's illegal in this country. When we say God bless America, we mean it. We're going to protect America. And if you do that in any house of worship in this country, we're going to find you, we're going to indict you, and I'm going to prosecute you.
Yeah.
Wow. That's...
And of course, we could play, but we're not going to. Well, you may have. I didn't download any. Don Lemon talking really tough about nothing's going to stop me.
No, I don't have anything of his.
Well,
I did, but
I don't know. I'm thinking maybe we should have a no Don Lemon rule. I'm just thinking out loud.
No Don Lemon rule. So when we've covered, mass shootings and stuff, we really generally try and shy away from the shooter's name, just because we don't want to promote anything like that. So, yeah, I agree. We just call them lemonade or something.
Yeah, according to what you just said, there's precedence for us doing that. Yeah. Except we would be doubling down and giving not just his name, but not even showing a video or talking about it. I don't know. We'll give that some thought. What are you guys that are in the chat? Don't be a Don Lemon.
Lemon.
This would probably be a good time for your rice lady.
Oh, bananas and rice.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I need to go back and find her video, and I can't. I must have deleted it off of my phone, but I need to dig. Yeah. Her.
See, Troy. Yeah. I was going to ask them to give input, and Troy says he wouldn't mention his name at all.
Nah. I mean, our little platform, promoting him is not really going to matter a hill of beans. But in all honesty, it's our show, and if we don't want to say the guy's name, then we don't have to. So. But,
nope, we don't have to.
Well, I've got. You got something else?
Well, no, yeah, but your turn. I'll be.
Well, I've got. I really don't care for this lady's videos. She talks to herself and tries to make a scene where she's like talking to herself, and one picture or one side she's got blue hair, the other one she doesn't. She's not very funny, but she started doing these videos where she's got other people talking and then she kind of comments. And this woman seems to think that ICE agents didn't peak in high school. They did peak in high school and they're lame now, but it's pretty funny.
ICE agents are the type of guys that didn't even peak in high school. They didn't even peak in high school. Oof.
I'm gonna be mature about this. I'm not gonna insult anyone. I'm just gonna say that I don't think I need to say anything at all. I'm just gonna let everyone at home quietly connect the dots in their head. We're all thinking it. I'm just not saying it out loud. But here's where I will say something. If you're more upset about ICE arresting violent criminals who have done heinous things to other people and children than protecting innocent people, if you're defending sexual predators from being arrested and deported, while literally cheering on the harassment of churchgoers who are literally just trying to worship peacefully, that's not moral superiority. That's not compassion. That's not justice. That's just being loudly wrong with confidence. I thought that you guys didn't like people breaking laws. You can have the First Amendment all you want in a public space, not a private one. Trust me, no one's barging into Don Lemon's home speaking about the First Amendment. Can't do that. That's illegal. And for for the record, saying someone didn't peak in high school isn't the flex that you think it is when you're still emotionally living there. Okay, I'm done.
And if you're watching from a phone and really couldn't see the one that was saying that ICE agents didn't peak in high school, she's a very unfortunate looking woman. So yeah, she claims that ICE agents didn't peak in high school, but like she said, it's not the flex you're looking for. I mean, like I said last week, it's the left picking up rocks and trying to slay Goliath with like nothing but little pebbles, but they sure keep trying, man. They sure keep trying.
Yeah, they've evolved over the years. I used to always say, and this was before even things got as bad as they are now. I used to say that the left would take a pile of crap and get a handful and throw it up against the wall and see what sticks. Well, they've evolved. They've tried to play David and Goliath, as you mentioned Saturday, and they're just not very good at it.
No, it's ridiculous how just give up, man. Just give up. You know, I don't know. It's been a long day. She hasn't peaked and probably never will. That's true.
Troy. It's great to have Troy Evans here with us tonight.
It is.
And I told you Saturday that I had 2 clips that had Bill Maher in it.
Yes.
And those 2 clips would exceed the total amount of time that I've watched things from Bill Maher. But I didn't get this second one played. So let's look at Bill Maher and MTG.
They arrested Don Lemon. Somebody went, yes, like good. I don't know. I
didn't hear him.
It's not good to arrest him. I don't, you know.
Well, I'm going to say he violated the FACE Act. He went into a church, disrupted their worship, and then later in an interview compared them to white supremacists. That's not journalism. That's activism. I had an experience with Don Lemon.
Getting arrested?
Disrupting a worship service, stopping people's right to worship God, that is violation of the FACE Act. And under the Biden administration, pro-lifers were sent to prison up to 11 years for praying in front of an abortion clinic, and they were convicted under the FACE Act. So I don't think that's journalism. That's not First Amendment, going in and harassing people in the middle of church. And, you know, Don Lemon came to my office with the Tesla takedown guy that organized it, and we had to call Capitol Police.
Okay, but can we just charge him with not cool, man?
I completely support his work.
She completely supports his arrest, as do, I think, most Christian conservatives. You know, there's such a thing as grace, and God's grace covers those kinds of things. And we have the ability to give grace as well. But there's also still, I keep reminding people that even with grace, there are still consequences to bad behavior. And yeah.
So I have not heard of this FACE Act. A real quick search. The Freedom of Access to Clinic Entrances Act, or FACE Act, May 26, 1994, United States law signed by President Bill Clinton in May 94, which prohibits the following 3 things. Number 1, the use of physical force, threat of physical force, or physical obstruction to intentionally injure, intimidate, interfere with, or attempt to injure, intimidate, or interfere any person who is obtaining an abortion. Number 2, the use of physical force, threat of physical force, or physical obstruction to intentionally injure, intimidate, interfere with, or attempt to injure, intimidate, or interfere with any person who is exercising or trying to exercise their First Amendment right of religious freedom at a place of religious worship. 3, the intentional damage or destruction of a reproductive health care facility or a place of worship. So, yeah, I've never heard of that. That's actually awesome because, yes, he did, in fact, commit a crime and break the law. signed by Bill Clinton in 94.
And granted, that was mostly written about people who were either protesting the abortion issue or were offering counseling service, and in some cases, people blocking abortion clinics. I'm not saying that that never happened. Contrary to the left, us on the right know that people that are on our side of the aisle screw up and do things in manners that they shouldn't. But they just, there was 3 points you read there. They like 2 of them. This is so liberal.
Yeah,
they like 2 of them, but they ignore the middle one.
Yeah. They don't want to. If you can't have it both, they don't want to have it both ways. They want to have pick and choose and yeah.
Well, it's the same way just on the First Amendment, and even Marjorie Taylor Greene there didn't mention that the First Amendment also, in addition to freedom of the press, is the freedom to worship free. It doesn't matter what the religion is. And I said this Saturday, I don't necessarily like the fact that every religion has that right, but it's the way it is. I mean, that is the right way to do it.
Yeah.
And so, and you think about, I think one of the people that were arrested on the FACE Act was like an 84-year-old woman.
According to this, they've arrested thousands on the FACE Act.
Yeah, I think there was a story just a few years ago. 84 might be wrong, but I'm almost certain over 80 years old. And yeah, that's pretty intimidating, huh?
And so we could dig down into this because, maybe there's a way he can skate. No, a facility, the term facility includes a hospital, clinic, physician's office, or an other facility that provides reproductive health services. Of course, they intentionally, Wikipedia left out church. Interfere with, the term interfere with means to restrict a person's freedom of movement. I'm sure that was going on. Pam Bondi talked about it herself, intimidate. The word intimidate means to place a person in a reasonable apprehension of bodily harm to him or herself or another. Physical obstruction. The term physical obstruction means rendering impassable entrance or exit from a facility that provides reproductive health services to or from a place of religious worship, or rendering passage to or from such facility reproductive health services. This is what's prohibited by the FACE Act. Blocking a person's access to a facility, impairing cars from entering or exiting a facility, physically stopping people as they try to walk towards an entrance or through a parking lot, making it difficult or dangerous to get in or out, trespassing on the property or facility, committing any act of violence on a clinic employee, escort or patient, vandalism, threats of violence, stalking, arson, bombings, or intimidation. Not prohibited is protesting outside of the clinics, which is what they should have done. Distributing literature, carrying signs, shouting as long as no threats are made, singing hymns, or counseling. Wow.
It's pretty black and white there, wasn't it?
Yeah, pretty much. I mean, it looks like the criminal penalties for violating FACE are vary accordingly to the severity of the offense, which I would think this is pretty stinking severe, and the defendant's prior record with similar violations. First-time offender, 1 year in prison and fined almost $100,000. The second time is 3 years and fined $250,000. However, a strictly non-violent offense is punishable with 6 months in prison. But Don Lemon's got coin, and CNN and all the other, people in Hollywood are gonna. He's not gonna see a second in jail.
No,
I guarantee. Well, this kind of thing continues, then people are gonna get some prison time.
Unfortunately, it may be the people that shoot him.
Yeah, you're right. You're absolutely right.
I don't want to get away from tonight without playing this clip from the Grammys last night.
I know they're going to try to kick me off here, so just let me try to get this out. First of all, Jesus, I hear you and I'm listening, Lord. I am listening, Lord. Second of all, I want to thank my beautiful wife. I would have never changed my life without you. I'd have ended up dead or in jail. I'd have killed myself if it wasn't for you and Jesus. I thank you for that. I thank you for my label, Broken Bow, Country Radio, baby. What's up, dog? Oh, Republic, John Manili, we did it, baby. There was a time in my life, y'all, that I was broken. That's why I wrote this album. I didn't think I had a chance, y'all. There was days that I thought the darkest things. I was a horrible human. There was a moment in my life that all I had was a Bible this big and a radio the same size and a 6x8 foot cell. And I believed that those two things could change my life. I believed that music had the power to change my life and God had the power to change my life. And I want to tell y'all right now, Jesus is for everybody. Jesus is not owned by one political party. Jesus is not owned by no music label. Jesus is Jesus, and anybody can have a relationship with him. I love you, Lord.
You ain't nothing but a liar. Yeah, I walk right out the fire. Yeah.
Oh, I saw a third member of the Red, White, and True crew tonight.
Yes, she had to slide by real quick. She had to go potty.
Hi.
That's it.
Hi.
Well,
yeah, best speech I ever heard. Yeah, I am not the biggest Jelly Roll fan, but he's got some really, really good stuff. And yeah, the first time I watched that, man, I got goosebumps. I'm not gonna lie. I'm not gonna lie.
Absolutely. And you know, we could sit here and debate Jelly Roll, and that's not what we're here to do. The Bible tells us, a lot of people say, judge not lest you be judged, or they shorten that down to judge not. Well, that's not what I think that we should look at. I think we should be judged, as Scripture tells us, by the fruit that we bear. And I'm going to tell you, based on that clip, that was some pretty darn good fruit that he was bearing right there. And I'm not even going to put any other comments there with it. Do I wish this, or do I wish, it don't matter what I wish. His relationship is with Jesus, and we can judge him based on the fruit that he bears. And that, as I said, was pretty darn good.
Yep. Absolutely.
And Troy wants me to preach.
Hey, looks like I might be on here Sunday. Preach it. He was throwing a little bit of that
Sunday?
fire and brimstone yesterday. I enjoyed it. So NASA is targeting a no earlier than Sunday, February 8th launch for the historic Artemis 2. So I definitely want to be on here to so you guys will be watching the Super Bowl and I'll be watching the moon launch. So.
Yep. There you go. I think some people agree with. I think there was some amens in there.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Now, one of the things that
when we opened the gun store, we were talking about, because we had a sound system installed and we were talking about what kind of music to play, and one of the owners, he liked Jelly Roll. Well, that was before Jelly Roll didn't rap, and nobody in Columbus, Indiana wants to go to a gun store to buy their turkey gun and listen to rap music. So I wanted metal. I lost out on that one, and we all agreed on blues. But yeah, there for a little while we listened to Jelly Roll on repeat at the gun store.
Well, I said that I would do this tonight, that I would share my screen. If you would help us out by I think some of the people in here have already liked our account on X, the Red, White, and True with Ed and Ronnie account. But we need the help of others. We want to be able to, instead of being on my media account, we would love to be able to live stream from the Red, White, and True account. But we have to have more followers. And you can see some of my X posts that I did today. Jelly Roll came there. This person was looking for followers that won't be watching the Bad Bunny Super Woke halftime show. And then let's see what we got here. Nicki Minaj. What do you know about Nicki Minaj, Ronnie?
I know she's actually like her and Donald Trump she likes Donald Trump, and she really liked Charlie Kirk and Erica, and other than that, she sang a song called WAP, which stands for wet ass.
Yeah.
Not gonna finish that. So yeah.
I was just playing. I knew you weren't going to say that.
I actually have a video about Donald Trump talking about Nicki Minaj to play here in a second.
Well, I posted this. She's getting a lot of heat because, as the video you'll show, she is a fan of Donald Trump. I believe she voted for him. But in response to some of the heat that she's taken, she posted this, what you're looking at there on the screen. Are y'all understanding that these people have been sacrificing children as a way of gaining and maintaining power? If you ever vote Democrat again, you're just as soulless as they are and will perish. Maybe it's time for me to start to do some story times. Since I was trying to not say what I know, yet they continue to attempt bullying. And she didn't say bullying me. Also, and then she says, also, I won't be releasing an album until my contract is renegotiated and until I tell you about all the sabotage this Rico is finding out about Billboard. Now, she's showing pictures here of, is that
Jay-Z and Beyonce? Yeah, Jay-Z and Beyonce. Beyonce was from Destiny's Child. And real quick. The WAP song that I was talking about is not Nicki Minaj. That is Cardi B. Thank you so much. I was mistaken. So this ain't Red, White, and Assume. And I apparently assume.
So as we say, we correct our mistakes. We're not like liberals who make a mistake and then, make it somebody else's fault or never acknowledge it or never admit it. We make mistakes here on Red, White, and True with Ed and Ronnie, but if we know about them, we fix them.
Now, I did get a chance to read in there. So what was she trying to get at about, what was it? Something about being younger or staying younger or something like that? Was that something that I caught? Hollywood, because of young girls or young kids or something like that?
Understand that these people have been sacrificing children as a way of gaining and maintaining power. And I'm pretty sure she's referring to human trafficking, sex trafficking, and things like that. It may have been a jab at the Epstein issue as well.
Well, the reason I ask is because I've heard actually from several different things that Epstein's Island was not only a sex trafficking front or anything like that. It was big on adrenochrome, which is apparently some sort of adrenaline produced in small children, especially when they're frightened. And it's been rumored, tinfoil hat stuff, that people like Hillary Clinton and Beyonce and followers harvest that adrenochrome and ingest it to stay younger. But that's tinfoil hat stuff. Yeah, so that's why when you said that was my first thought that you were going towards, and I'm like, whoa, we're getting into some conspiracy stuff here. All right.
Well, we do on occasion, but I have no clue about all of that stuff. So
yeah,
you would have to be the conspiracy theorist on that one.
Yeah, it's
You
a
know,
weird thing.
well, what else you have?
Well, I was going to play that Donald Trump talking about Nicki Minaj.
There you go.
But Nikki makes a lot of money, and she's generously stepping up. She's investing hundreds of thousands of dollars in Trump accounts to support the children and really the children of her incredible fans. That's great. Focus on that. Why should you give to somebody else's fans? Give to your fans. I like that. But and I just think she's great. You know, I've been hearing so much over the years because I didn't know Nikki, and I've been hearing over the years she's a big Trump supporter and a Trump fan, and she took a little heat on occasion. Her community isn't necessarily. I tell you, we did pretty damn well with that, with your community, as we say. But Nikki has been an unbelievable supporter.
Yeah, I know at the last big TPUSA rally, she was there speaking with Erica Kirk. She thinks that JD Vance is attractive, so I don't know if I kind of look like JD Vance or if I could take that as a compliment. I don't know.
Well, as earlier, we played a short clip from the very first part of the show.
Yes.
Here is the second one of those.
Afternoon, sir. Sorry to bother you. Were you watching Ed and Ronnie's live stream last night?
That's what this is about?
It is, yes.
Well, I did, and it's my right to watch whatever I like in my own house.
I'm not saying otherwise. Just need to know if you saw anything you'd be willing to talk about.
Could help clear a few things up.
And we actually have British viewership. A woman by the name of Susan. We've talked to her a few times.
Yes.
Yeah, so we actually do have British viewership. So if you're watching from across the pond, hello! Thanks for watching.
And, you know, you were playing the Donald Trump, talking about the
Trump accounts.
Trump accounts. And there you have that. One more time, let's go into just a little bit, not very long. We've talked about using our media title. You know, Red, White, and True falls under the umbrella of Ed Boston Media. And, you know, not all the media that is covering the riots and things like that are that person that we said we might not say his name anymore. Not all media is like him. Some media is reporting things the way they ought to be reported. Good night, Troy. Great having you with us tonight. And so we have talked about
if you're friends with Troy on Facebook, he's been up north doing some cool stuff with his job. Sorry, I just wanted to mention that.
Yeah, he has.
Yeah.
But we've talked about, you know, using our rights as journalists from the press. And, you know, I guess if we're spreading the news, that makes us as much of a journalist as Don Lemon. He has a live stream. We have a live stream. Right. But we, you know, we want to be smart about it. We want to protect ourselves. And boy, Ronnie found it, and then I went back and looked at it later. Using the body armor that you found, almost $400 each. So, yeah.
Well, it's over $400 when you add it to the cart because of the weight and the shipping. It was something like $460 some.
So we'll just keep praying about that. You can pray about it with us. There ought to be people out there in the journalism field that will do the right thing. And with that, you have anything else you want to share tonight?
Nothing that needs to be stabbed right now. We can kick that pig later.
Speaking of that, we'll be back Wednesday night, Lord willing, unless something comes up before.
That's right. And the closing video I chose is a video, I believe it came from the White House, talking about, it's a minute, it's a very sweet video talking about all the individuals who have been harmed by illegal immigrants and why ICE is doing what they're doing. It's called the Why video.
All right, folks, thank you for being with us. See you Wednesday night, Lord willing. And until then, go out and do the right thing.
Nobody ever wants to see their child in a bathtub the way I found her.
Two beautiful kids in California, Anya Varfolomeev and Nikolai Osokin, were killed by an illegal alien in a DUI crash. Now, the illegal alien was indicted, but in 2025, because of California's criminal protecting state sentencing laws, the illegal alien who killed those two teenagers was scheduled for early release.
It's been hard. It's been hard.